had to go. I went to go play pickleball this morning, and just for the timing, I had to run down. I had to get a workout in. I had to get a workout in, team. So I came down here to the Ritz for the gym, and I'm gonna have to edit that. Anyways, how's it going, guys and gals? So I wanted to show you guys the day one den update on this one. So I'm gonna make the day one den specialist app public, and I'm gonna make it public just so people can see firsthand of like what we are kind of taking a glimpse of what we're doing inside the den with the coaching, and of course coming through for the Skool community that we do have here. And the key is like I've been seeing this throughout the videos, throughout our coaching and the replays here for you guys and gals is the human interaction, of my expertise of coaching. I mentioned this in a previous video on how I was working with a different different app with the AI video screening, and yeah, it didn't work, right? So from me looking at that, if I didn't have the training for the past 16 years, I could have just took it as is and believed or listened to that app on its analysis of my clients. You'll soon see should be on here with us for shoulder, and that's how it is. You like be able to see it and spot it. Having that expertise, work with clients over the years, and to see the alignment and the proper biomechanics for exercises. And just to touch base on that as well too, like I was training in Vancouver the other day. Well, Vancouver. I've been training at home, and I saw this one gym goer. He was on the side and he was using the bands, and he was doing some pretty cool stuff. Like you would see it on the certain exercise that he was doing was the loading, preloading, single leg work, and yeah, he was doing like athletic stuff that you would see maybe perhaps like footballers or some sort of sport activity. Um, it's kind of watch. I'm always watching. I'm always curious on what people are doing for their exercises, and he was doing a single leg. So kind of picture that you're doing a med ball slam. So your hands are above your head, and you're forcefully dropping down. So his hands were above his head. He was without the med ball, and he was going to execute a med ball slam without the med ball on a single leg. So basically, I guess he was working on the eccentric load on that bent knee in the final position, and he would hold that and stick that landing. But from outside looking in, I can see that the single leg that he's working on, his right is the single leg balanced leg. His knee was caving in a little bit, right? So that's what we don't want. We don't want to have on a single leg work. We don't want to have any knee misalignment. You want that plumb line, just a straight line up and down, right? So what does that mean? And so he definitely has the outside looking in, just from looking at that one exercise, what he was doing. You would want to work on uh, strengthening the hip, perhaps hip mobility, the glute medius, knee. So it's knee valgus when the knee caves in. So you kind of want to address the hip, the ankle, right? So I think he wasn't in shoes. Maybe shoes might have been a factor, right? So before doing that single leg work, you can use the TRX. You can use the squat bar cage and practicing single leg squats, and focus on that eccentric movement pattern by going down into that deep squat. You can do lateral band work. Also too with the hip, you can also manually adjust with the foam roller in a quadruped position. But I was working this yesterday for my hip. You can put the foam roller in between your knees, and you're in that bulldog position. And with your knee and hip, with the foam roller in between your knees, you can do a kind of a hip mobility. All right, so that you can do that. The mini bands, like I said, for lateral walking. You can also you can if you, even if he is coming from an injury, what he can do is uh, so go against the wall, have your shoulder against the wall. Now, my right knee closest to the wall. I can bring my right knee up. I can put a foam roller, a yoga block, rolled up towel, and you can apply pressure against the wall, and isometric hold. Isometric, remember, it's like a plank, or you're contracting, isometric contraction. So right knee against the wall, and a slight angle, like a slight side plank, a little bit, and you can strengthen that glute med by applying pressure on the right side. He also had the mini band, so we can also do, the day one den coach here. I think it might have the exercise. You should have it anyways. But what you can do is work on that single leg work that balance is the same idea. I can be standing, I can uh, have the band looped in on a squat cage or a sturdy pillar, and the band's coming out like a Palloff press. Remember, Palloff press is that core. So when I have band to my right side and it's coming out, I can hold the band in the center point, center line, and drive my right knee up and down and try to work that balance because the band is trying to pull me off center. So it's anti-rotation. So when you have that band, you're working that core, so working that anti-rotation. Another thing you could do is again with the band, since he had the band, he could loop the band behind his hip and do a lateral side lunge in the frontal plane. Sagittal plane is going forward. Frontal is side to side, like a jumping jack. Frontal plane, and so, yeah, so you can do that, right? So it's these little tweaks that can either be detrimental or it can really improve, right? So like so for another thing too, like whenever I work with a group setting, I usually have the class line up in front of me and I'll look head on to the athlete or to the gym goer. And when they're doing a jumping jack, I'm looking for their knees. Are their knees caving in when they're doing that jumping jack? And this one student was doing a jumping jack, and I spotted right away. I'm like, hey, you gotta be careful on your knees a little bit. I know, um, for females, they kind of close their knees in just for what's the word I'm looking for etiquette. So like, yeah, you want to be careful on your knees because eventually that sharing factor from doing a jumping jack, you might be prone to injury in the future. So you kind of want to address that. So kind of make sure your knees are coming out a little bit. So just having these experiences of working as a personal trainer for all these years in front of people is that ability to see the alignment from the jumping jack, the that one gentleman who's doing the single leg work, and yeah, so that's why we need that human component. Now with the Day One Den X here, this is just a part of this is a huge upgrade for for my coaching because this is a great assistance. Like I have you guys, you guys are in the States, you guys are different time zones. I'm in the Cayman Islands right now visiting family, and right now it's 3 p.m. but 12 o'clock for people in Vancouver. And yeah, so no, it's having this, this one here. Having the Day One Den. Oops, sorry. Where my my goodness. How did I get there? How did I get there? Is it on this one? Sorry, guys. Get on. Let me try to find the day one den. Which one am I at here? No, that's not it. Let's see here. Sharing the where are you? Den? Is that it? Oh, there you go. All right. Yeah. So I put my name in here. Now, of course, look at like just one saying. So basically, from the 7 day jump start or the 7 day sync. You guys do have access to the sync on there, and that is the day one den. You have basically seven tries at bat, so to speak, for the build my 20-minute one block. So every day or every time that you use it, the app kind of ticks off how many times, right? So also too, so the guy I made my own account. The last time I did was February 23rd, 2 days ago on Explosive Power. I was just working with the app here and then build my 20-minute block. I didn't put any notes in here. So once you guys do go to the second tier, the premium tier, where we would incorporate the video analysis. Remember, so when the premium tier, every 90 days, we would assess your posture, the shoulder mobility, the overhead squat, and assess that. And then once you send it to me on video, I will manually do it because I'm more confident in building it. Check connection. Hopefully, hopefully that's okay. I hope it's working. And I better hit record. It said it was recording. It said it was recording. All right. So again, so like each time, so like me building out this app, I can update the brain behind it with the National Academy of Sports Medicine and also American College of Sports Medicine. There we go. We are in. So FIGHTERFITX Performance Specialist 20-minute block. I didn't put any of my aid or weight, so it does factor in. Right. So we have maximum rate of force development, neuromuscular efficiency, and full body power, dynamic warm up. Now, of course, with this, I was talking to my family, I was talking to my sister, and she was looking at the text. And she's like, I have no clue what this is. I'm like, no worries. That's why we have our Skool community, because this is where you can come into the video coaching, and any questions you have on a certain exercise, you come prepared with it, and then I can show it to you and discuss with you where you want to do it, how you want to feel the exercise. And of course, I'll still update the video library as well. All right, so we have inchworms, reverse lunge to knee drive. We have a lateral leg swing, lateral leg frontal, world's greatest stretch, transverse, plane, active recovery. In our main block, we have the strength power super saturation. NASA explosive through NASA phase 5 superset, lower body explosive, Bulgarian split squat, 8 side per leg with the tempo, split squat, and then we have squat jumps, and then elite complex, body weight flow, high intensity, tempo. We have burpees, we have 8. Then we have tuck jumps. And then we have a spider lunge, deep hip mobility and core stability. And of course, we have push ups. No rest between the movements. We have 8 all day on them. Rest for 90 seconds. And this one is how many sets here? And one continuous set. Rest 90 seconds. And then set 2. Then we have something different. Upper body power and control. Inverted body weight rows. Inverted, so basically you use the barbell or squat cage and have the barbell and your supinate eyes facing up. We have the tempo, we have a plyo push-up, so push-up claps. Of course, if you can't do the push-up clap, you always modify, you always go onto your knees, you can go into a bench. You can even go off the wall, make sure you have the towel, or not towel, I guess, you just be careful on your walls. I don't want you guys getting holes in your walls by accident from trying to do a workout. And then, of course, we have the cool down and recovery. Right, so format, static stretching. Static is just holding it for above 30 seconds. We have a hip flexor stretch. We have a supine spinal twist. We have a standard forward fold and a standing quad stretch. And the final deep breathing. Now, the deep breathing, always focus on that breathing, because even me, I'm in a cafe here, but I'm kind of slouched over. So really make sure that posture is correct, right? And there we go. Then we have a little specialist tip here. So now some stability principle. Single leg exercises, like we were talking about here, activate 40% more core musculature than bilateral movement. Bilateral is to prioritizing unilateral work for athletic development, right? So that's perfect. Just it ties in. Look, see how everything's tying in, right? So that's the core work, 4%, and also the story I was talking about earlier. And then we have enter the day one den. Now, like I said, everyone here, public facing, Skool community, you have seven tries on this app just to see how it goes. And of course, this is tying into the sync or the 7-day jumpstart course material. Right, another thing to hear. So just another quick little reminder is this app, it's day one den, and the day one den specialist app here. You want to have a continuous check-in with both app and also the Skool community, right? So having that forward head, so that technique, right? So we have that forward head posture protocol here, and of course we have the rounded shoulders, and also we have that lower back arch, right? So once I click rounded shoulders, and also for me doing my boxing, kickboxing, right? So it just gives you a quick little wing right here. So the FIGHTERFITX wall slides. That's when you put against the wall and truncate your wrist and also your shoulder, and then go for that wall angel. And yeah, so it's telling you 90 degrees or I give up position, right? And then we hit that start button, right? Hit those 60 seconds of those wall angels, making sure that you are breathing and, taking a look either through the mirror or, that self-record on that selfie style to it, right? I'm gonna hit pause and reset that timer. Okay, so that's the day one den specialist. And remember, you guys, it is this is I'm very happy to have this for you guys to have this as a tool, because I've been looking online for years, trying to figure out how can I create my FIGHTERFITX app to use for in addition to our training and coaching here. So definitely play around with that one. You guys got 7 tries at that, so to speak. And yeah, today is Wednesday. Hope you guys are doing fantastic wherever you guys are. And yeah, take a look at the replays on the coaches that were, or sorry, the speakers from the Date Your Health Summit. fantastic information, great tools and tips from what they shared with us. And yeah, let's hear what I want to hear what you guys are response with the D1 Den. And I'll have many iterations that come through, but this is the second iteration I had, and I'm loving it just because of what just because of what I've done for such a long time to figure things out. And I'm very happy and really excited to work with you guys on this one. All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing that one. And then, all right, guys and gals, and we'll see you on the flip side. Make sure you guys comment and share about the D1 Den. And yeah, please, hit me up on the yeah. Let me know how you guys feeling about it. Any questions for and yeah, any questions? All right, bye guys.